Hello, project managers. We are live 2025. So let me ask you right away. We have just like 2 weeks into 2025. Do you feel like it's putting a lot of pressure on project managers already? And please answer in the comments or in the chat around this video somewhere. Because what like happened just during these short 2 weeks? Let's think about it. Project Management Institute and Agile Alliance formed a partnership, which tells me that we like ending this phase of hype around agile frameworks and finally getting into the era of hybrid project management approaches. Then recently, Meta announced that they will fire a lot of people, and the reason is efficiency. And again, it's if you combine it with all the development in the AI world, that puts a lot of questions. What does it mean for you as a project manager? How can you improve your efficiency? And specifically, if we're not talking only about productivity, how you are going to improve project efficiency with these tools. So that's basically the topic of today's live stream, and I'm here to answer all your questions. If you are new to this channel, it's a channel for project managers by an IT project manager. Hello, my name is Dmitry Nizhebetsky. I'm the author of the Practical Project Management book, and for more than 12 years, I've been mentoring project managers just like you. So, with that said, this is a Q&A session. I'm not going to talk or teach you today something. I'll talk a bit about AI and its implications for our job. But I encourage you to ask any questions that you have. Use these 60, 80 minutes, I don't know how long it will take, to ask your questions, clarify things that are still on your mind. We are okay to talk about project management, leadership, project management skills, uh, project management career certifications, whatever. All right. With that said, why I'm not teaching anything today, that's because I'll be hosting a 3-day live event, which is called The Power of Project Tailoring for IT project managers. And it's a free event. You can register, reserve your spot. I will notify you about all the details. And during these 3 days, I'll be teaching the most critical skill for IT project managers in 2025. And that's because of all the changes and all the notifications and news that you heard recently. So I recommend that you scan the barcode or go to the URL there, register now, because this is something that every company in the world will expect from project managers to tailor existing project management approach with new evolving tools that we get almost daily. All right. So just to give you some context that I'm seeing right now in the field of project management and AI. And this should be on top of your mind as well. So right now, during this year, like 2025 and maybe beyond, AI will not produce us and will not give us a tool to manage projects from end to end. Like Jira or MS Project will not be able to like, okay, give me some data, I will plan it out for you, I'll give you the perfect schedule, perfect requirements. No, this is not happening in the nearest future. And the main reason is because none of these AI tools will have enough context to know all the details, all the behind the scenes information that happens in any organization and any industry. And these AI tools don't have your perspective, they don't have your knowledge, your experience, they don't know people well enough. So just to give the input to produce a perfect project management plan, you'll have to spend a lot of time typing it in or speaking through it through all the details of the project to that tool. So with that aside, what's going to happen during this a year or two in the AI world? The main focus will be on specific assistants, agents, and I would say narrow focused solutions to solve specific problems. And again, for project management, it means that there'll be some processes, some tools that AI will substitute, or most probably it will just enhance or augment them. Now, this gives us an opportunity and a lot of challenges at the same time. From one side, the challenge is that there should be someone in the organization who understands the project management approach in that organization on a deep level, so that they know where to put that AI tool in the organization. So this is basically the skill of tailoring, because it's not enough just to plug in ChatGPT and say, okay, now use everyone, please use it for your productivity purposes. That doesn't work like that. You, as a project manager, will need to ensure that you input the right information into it and you ask the AI tool to output the right information so that you can use it in the next process. So you will be plugging in those tools, those agents, into your project management approach. That's the theme, the trend that you should be on the lookout during this year. That's why upscaling or improving your project management skills is the number one priority for you right now, because you need to start understanding why project management works, why tool number A is providing results for tool number B or tool number 2, how they communicate, and what should you do, or what will happen if you don't have one of these tools. So yeah, project management, leadership skills as well, as always, but more importantly, this all requires change management. It's not enough just to plug in a tool and say, okay, now use it. Oh, it's here, it's working. It will not work like that. First, you will need to teach and educate people to use it. Then you need to fine-tune it and ensure that it works as expected. And the outputs and the results are great or sufficient for the project success. Okay, so I can try to predict what's going to happen in the nearest future, like 5 years from now, and maybe YouTube will save this video to check on me. But I can feel like in the few years, if the development continues the same with the same speed, we'll end up in the project management world where we have two types of project managers. On the one hand, we'll have senior project managers, like PMO level project managers, who will build these AI augmented project management approaches. And there will be like one or two of such people in any big organization. And there will be an army of what we have right now, project coordinators, people who will be trained to use AI to good level, so that they can prompt and respond to the prompts from the AI tools to run the project. Plus, maybe some soft skills, leadership skills to keep the human beings, our team members, happy and motivated. So again, a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities. You can become this person who will be the integrator, the person who will build processes and tools, or you can stay behind and become like downgraded to the mere operator of these project management tools. All right. Basically, that's all what I wanted to say for the starters. As you can see, this is a live Q&A session. So going forward, I will answer your questions. So find the chat wherever you watch it. on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I will answer as many questions as I can to my best knowledge. All right. And just for those guys and girls who just joined, uh, take a look at this picture here with barcode and join the workshop, because that might be the most important training that you will get in 2025. And it's the training that will help you survive or even like thrive in this AI revolution and with all these changes that are coming. Because again, I'll repeat if you just joined, the two themes will be how to integrate AI into existing project management processes, like pinpoint actions, and how to improve project efficiency and productivity, your personal productivity as a project manager. That's the themes that you want uh, to focus. All right. So, Gleb, hello. I'm really glad to see you. By the way, guys, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope that this year will be the most productive, the best year ever, despite all the challenges. All right. So, Gleb, again, glad to see you yet on the New Year's first live stream. Okay, let's start reading the comments. I want to give you a huge thanks for your large contribution to my acceptance of a company. Okay, you cannot even imagine that tremendous respect you spell, and I even mention you on interview. Okay, thank you so much for your praise. Glad. Do I get it correctly that you got a job? An onboarding is coming on Monday, and I feel a little nervous about. Can imagine how to implement my knowledge in practice, and I'm sure there will be mistakes. All right. So you got the job. My congratulations. Okay, maybe you can give me words of encouragement because I'm really. It's my first experience and I feel stressed. All right. So, first of all, congratulations on the job. Do I understand correctly that it's a project manager's role? If yes, please write in comments. Uh, First of all, you need to understand it like everyone understands that it's your maybe first job as a project manager. And in general, in most organizations, people don't hire project managers to let them fail the project. Your employers, your boss, your clients, whatever the organization is, they actually want to get the result out of your project, because a project failure is like wasted efforts, wasted money, demotivated people, unhappy clients, and that's too much uh, like negative impact on the organization, just to get a person fired from the organization. I hope you like see what I mean. No one is interested in your failure, so everyone will be helping you as much as possible, but only if you will show enough dedication and desire to learn and to make the things right. So I want you to try to overcome all your imposter syndrome, all your anxiety and fear, because in about 80 something 87% of organizations, project management is really messy and chaotic and not structured. And if you, I don't know, watch this YouTube channel, read my book, whatever, took the courses, you already know a lot. Now it's just a matter of trying to implement and improve what they have in the organization. So don't be stressed out. Here's what's more important for you. And this is something that I teach in my mentorship programs. So on Monday, you'll come to the onboarding, and whenever the opportunity arises, you will go to your direct manager, your boss, and you will ask them to give you success criteria. What do they want you to achieve in the next 7 days, 2 weeks, 1 month, and 3 months, or like by the end of the probation period? And you should insist on like asking them, okay, give me like specific criteria that we can measure and I can prove from my side if I achieve them or not. This is the most probably the biggest mistake that project managers make. They'll just assume, okay, I'll be doing my best work and everyone will see how great I am, or that I'm doing my best. No, that's not how it works. You need to ask what they want to get from you, what they expect from you, and you need to do your best to satisfy that expectations. And you want to get feedback on your progress almost weekly. Ideally, if you can have a meeting with your new boss every week to get a feedback and show what you have achieved during this week, during onboarding, during first few months in the company, it will make a lot for you. All right. So ask for success criteria for the first week, first 2 weeks, first month, and by the end of probation period. Ideally, write it down and then report on it weekly, maybe once in 2 weeks. All right. Thank you, Dmitry, for live. Okay, welcome. Let me see if you have a question. Can you please talk about one common practical use case for using Gen AI as a project manager? Okay. So I would say the most practical. Okay, I'll separate. Let's separate it maybe. There is a practical application for improving your productivity that I think anyone can implement right away. So it requires ChatGPT, ideally paid version, $20 per month, and maybe you want Zapier or Make.com. You can use free version. They will allow you to do a lot of automation for 1 month just for this use case. So with Zapier and or Make.com, you can set up an automation, and it will work like this. The trigger of automation will be looking into a Google Drive or OneDrive, whatever system you use, and it will look for a file. If it got a file, it will send it to ChatGPT with specific prompt, and after that prompt, you will send a message or email, a message into Slack, for example, or email to yourself. And now here's how it works. This will be your instant meeting notes from each and every meeting. So the idea is that every tool now, Zoom, MS Teams, what else is there? Google Meetings. Every tool provides the written transcript of the whole meeting with all participants, like it knows who is participating and so on. So your idea is that you copy that file into the folder. It triggers automation. You take this file, feed it into the ChatGPT with a prompt, give me the summary of this conversation in bullet points. Then give me action items and try to identify who is responsible for that action item. And give me 5 big ideas or important notes from that meeting. And again, give me bullet points. You can also add, give me the sentiment from this meeting. Was it pleasant, not pleasant, and like maybe someone was not happy and stuff like that. And then the last step, like Slack it to dedicated channel so that you can review it and keep the log of all the meetings. It will save you tremendous amount of time and will make your communication much better because you can copy paste and send those to the participants right away. Unless you are using some already dedicated tool for that, it can like be super powerful. It will cost you almost nothing compared to the time that you spend, right? This is from productivity standpoint. From project management standpoint, I would say there is not many, specifically project management. Okay, I'll tell you this. There is a great use case for, I would say, for those project managers who are also business analysts. There are a lot of use cases to use AI to generate requirements. So one of these use cases, you can go right now. It's a totally free tool. Go to Google AI Studio, and there is an option like real time streaming. You can share your screen, like put on that screen either mock-ups, designs, or other like competitors' applications and websites, and ask AI to generate you the user stories from that site and from those images. And it will save you a tremendous amount of time to create the first drafts, first structure in those requirements. All right. You can think about other applications. You can show your, for example, slide decks to the UI and ask them, okay, how can I improve this slide deck that I'm going to show to my boss or to the project committee? How can I convince them that this is a good approach and stuff like that? And what's more important with Google AI Studio now with ChatGPT, what I recommend is that you use audio, voice input. So just plug in your AirPods, whatever, and start talking with AI. I think it will be also a big trend in the next year where you will speak with AI rather than typing prompts, right? So these are two main AI use cases that I would say like can work right away without much complication. Right. And by the way, I made a video recently where I have some other use cases where I explain the trends that are going to happen in 2025. You can look for it on my channel. All right. And if you are just joining this live stream and you are wondering what's the power of project tailoring, that's my workshop. As it says, it's about project tailoring, and this will be the most critical skill for project managers this year. It's about efficiency, it's about integrating new tools like AI tools into project management. Just what I said right now, like with these workflows to transcribe and summarize information automatically, that's an example of tailoring of tools that you have. All right. Okay, Gleb. Yes, Gleb got an IT project manager job. Again, congratulations. Thank you. Good. Andre. Dmitro makes best project management video. Thank you. Glad it's useful. What do you think about Gemini from Google and Copilot? Okay, I will be honest. I kind of skipped Copilot. I didn't use it much for my purposes. Like I have it in some of the tools just to like query it. As for Gemini, I have a thought about it, and I want you to like maybe another prediction that you can track with me. I think that Gemini is Google, they will outpace ChatGPT very quickly. The reason is that Google is Google. They don't advertise so much their capabilities, their stuff. But if you go to AI Studio, if you go and try Gemini 2.0, it has so much power that maybe ChatGPT won't have. So as for dynamics, like how the Gemini will go further, I think it will be a rapid growth, like much more rapid growth compared to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT will be this more, I would say, housewife or like very broad audience level of application, the way we are using it right now to ask different questions, brainstorm ideas, searching and stuff like that. But professional tool will be Gemini. with all integration into G Suite, into emails, into spreadsheets and docs, it will be much more powerful because it will be an integrated professional ecosystem, while ChatGPT will be a standalone tool which kind of gets information only as an input. Definitely, there is an argument to say that the platform, like the engine of ChatGPT, will be used by many organizations to build other solutions. But overall, I would say Gemini will very rapidly outpace ChatGPT in this year in terms of how professionals can use them. All right. Good question, by the way. I like it. Love the example about meeting notes automation. Can't thank you enough. You're welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. What do we have next? Esha, how should I introduce myself and outline my strategies when managing my first project as a project manager? All right. I assume I will answer it assuming that you are a new project manager. That's your like first project. You're not experienced project manager, not the first project in the new organization. But basically, I think it doesn't matter. I have a video and I have a strategy on how to introduce yourself. Again, if you will like go after that and watch the video, I even give a full script how to prepare for this introduction meeting with the team. But basically, the idea is that you need to do a little pre-work. I would say, like, if you can talk with your recruiter or HR or your boss, you will go and ask a few questions about what this team did before, maybe some achievements, how good they are, something that will allow you to praise the team. And uh, the idea is that you will ask your boss, your or other project manager who interviewed you will ask them to introduce you and give like one or two sentences about you. And they will say like, yeah, we interviewed Dmitro. He is a great project manager and has a lot of skills, knowledge, and leadership capabilities that he'll bring into our organization, something like that. In your case, as a new project manager, they will say something, yeah, she passed the interview like flawlessly, and we see a lot of potential and great knowledge and skills in project management. So we put a lot of trust. That's critical because these two sentences will give you a tremendous boost of authority and trust from the team, because that person who hired you, who interviewed you, or who like made a decision, they vouch for you and they give you credit without even the results that you had in this organization. They give you credit for passing the interview and being the best possible candidate. And they cannot do otherwise because they selected you, they hired you, so they have to say something nice. So after that, you will introduce yourself. You will say like whatever you want, basically you can say, but the only critical thing is that you will not say that, hello, I'm your project manager. You will try to change the verbiage, change the sentence into saying something, hello, I'm Esha. I'll be helping you out to do your best job ever, and I'll try to be your assistant, your servant leader, rather than the fifth wheel. And I hope we will work together as well. And here you will input the praise from the feedback you got previously, and say, and I heard that you achieved this, this, and that, and this is a great team, and I'm really honored to be here and make the impact in this organization. One critical note that you must say that I will be very collaborative with you. I'm not going to change much things. I will listen to your feedback and try to eliminate, like my first priority will be try to eliminate all the irritations and blockers that you feel right now so that you can do your best work ever. That's all, basically. I would say, like, again, in the video, you will get more in-depth explanation why it works. But the next step would be also to say that I want to talk with each and every of you to introduce myself personally, and then you will ask the three questions. I will not cover three questions because I want you to watch the video. So just search it on the channel, how to introduce yourself. All right? I hope it makes sense. All right, Tomasz. Hello, I just joined a project as junior project manager. Hello, okay, the question is next. I joined IT project as a 27. The team consists of highly skilled senior engineers, and it feels like they are not accepting me due to my younger appearance. Well, 27 is not young. uh, doesn't have any advice. All right. Ideally, like, if there was a chance, you should have done what I've just described. You should have gotten the recommendation from the person who hired you, and that will definitely give you the boost of confidence, and will make those people to accept you much faster. Okay, now, how do you make, like, okay, I will step back. If you get this reference, this is like a reference authority that you get from someone else. That's one thing. You may get your expert authority from the number of years you were in project management. I assume that's not a high number yet. So the next possible way to get respect from the team is to show that you are actually an expert. And here it's critical to separate what expert you are. So you are expert in project management. So you just draw the line and say, okay, I will be all about project management. I will not get myself into the technical discussions. I will not get myself into some things that I'm not proficient in. Instead, I will work with the team and I will show them that I am a great project manager and I can make their life and work much easier. So, the easiest way, and if you don't do this, this is must have for almost every situation, unless you have like a huge team, start running weekly meetings with these skilled software engineers one-on-one. Ask them about their vision of the project, about their role in the project, about their achievements. Give them feedback. Ideally, you want to like give actual feedback, like, okay, this guy supported you on a meeting or shared some valuable tips that help you understand the problem. Be very specific and tell them about that. Okay, thank you for that input. That was great. I appreciate your collaborative like approach to working with me. So one-on-one is critical to build these relationships. Again, if you are not like totally virtual team, like you are co-located, it makes a lot of sense to either to start like connecting with people personally. Either you go on a coffee, like during a coffee break, but somewhere outside of the office, you go to lunch together, you talk with them, like you are trying to get a bit of personal touch. That helps a lot to separate professional from personal and get some credit from personal interactions. More importantly, when you start working with people one-on-one, you will break this group perception where, like, yeah, we're senior project managers, we should be together. Always in those groups, you will find at least one or two people that will start supporting you and see you as a great guy. You will connect with one of them, or two of them, or five of them. And that just breaks this lock where they are all against you or don't perceive you as a skilled engineer. That's number one. So personal work, one-on-one communication, feedback, encouragement. Number two, you will go again on these one-on-one meetings and you will ask what's the number one problem that they see in the project or in the organization. And you will hear at least some of these complaints, which will be very simple to eliminate. I don't know, someone will complain about coffee in the office, someone will complain about some stuff that is not happening, someone will complain that they are getting too many meetings, and you potentially can like solve those problems. So focus on solving the like low hanging fruits for specific people and remove those impediments. That's step number two. They go all in parallel, but that's strategy number two. And after that, whatever you can do to show that you know project management, you know how to improve productivity, you know how to organize the work in a better way. And one of the most critical thing about senior engineers, you protect them from unnecessary distractions and unnecessary politics and communication with customers if they don't like it. If you can do that, I can guarantee like these three strategies can definitely ensure that you will break up this group perception and you will have a part of the senior engineers that will accept you. Maybe one or two will still be reserved, but they will eventually get to like you if you keep up the good work with them as well. Okay, a lot of things. I'll just summarize. One-on-one meetings every week with feedback, with encouragement. Then one-on-one or small groups, you will like do some personal stuff, lunches, coffee breaks, maybe some gaming. I don't know, some team building activities. Maybe if you are like already a few months in, you can think about team building activity that will help you bond. And number three, eliminate the things from project management, productivity, and communication perspectives that they don't like. That's all. All right, let's move on. And guys, if you just joining and you're seeing this poster with this barcode and link, that's a link for my workshop, which we will host next week. It starts next week, so don't take too long to register. And it will be about power of project tailoring, one skill that all project managers will need. And things that I'm, by the way, things that I'm teaching here, it all comes from the idea of tailoring everything together. It's just that I cannot answer the question on the spot and show you all the connections. But what I just explained for Tomasz is that uh, he should tailor his expert authority to specific areas of a project and project management rather than trying to build friendly relationships with a person based on the motivational theories that I know and leadership principles. Okay, so scan the barcode or go to the link itpmschool.com/workshop. It's free online. You can register in the next few minutes. Okay, what do you think about new PM using AI for their documentation? I think that's a great PM if they use all available tools to improve the productivity. I will only reserve for that case when the PM is blindly creates a document with AI and sends it without editing. So AI is like an assistant of a junior level. They can take a lot of information in and give you B minus, like poor level work, but with just a bit of editing, revisions, and adjustments, this work can be like done to A plus based on your experience. So definitely, I recommend that all project managers need to start using AI tools to their daily work and start finding use cases that they can improve. Again, by the way, here's another practical use case, but it's less common, so you will not do it daily, but you can try it. So think about starting a new project. You will have the first meeting, and ideally, you want to make it a structured meeting to start the project right. And you will, before going to meeting, you will read about project charters or watch my videos about project charters. And you will think about questions you will ask on the meeting. And you will again transcribe the meeting, ask all these questions to the customers. They will pour a lot of information in, and rather than sitting and like reading transcription or watching the video, feed the transcription in, but ask AI, okay, based on our conversation here, create me a draft of the project charter, and maybe give them outline or whatever additional directions that you need. Well, that's another project management use case. One thing that I want you to understand as of now, especially if you're just using the ChatGPT like with the chat interface only, without automations, you should understand that providing input into the tool itself may take quite a lot of time. And the benefit of like spending more time on providing the context, the formats, the guidelines for AI is to quickly get the draft that will be easier to finalize. So this is a trade-off. You can try to like wing it and give it like, hey, give me a project charter based on this information, and you will get a more generic project charter, which you will have to go through and rewrite a lot of it. Or you can spend more time here on prompting and providing enough context to the ChatGPT to get a bit better draft, not perfect, a bit better, but you will be able to quickly edit it all. Right? I hope this answers the question. I think it's non-negotiable. AI will get into your company, whether they like think that no, we don't share our documentation because AI will train on it. We don't share our code. We don't use AI. Come on, guys. Every company, like I don't know, like you heard the news, this mind-blowing news, like Google buying a nuclear plant to to power their AI capabilities. All the companies spend like billions of dollars on chips to run these AI models for themselves. It will get into the company, want it or not. And the ones that will resist it today will be just few steps behind everyone else. The same for you. Find legal and ethical way to use AI in your current job. All right. How can we track easily how much work is done by the employee? Is there any tool for tracking rather than tracking them in Excel format? Definitely, Esha, if your company, okay, I will say that definitely there are a lot of tools that that are doing that for you and can do it for you. Basically, in the IT industry, it's either Jira or Azure DevOps. I don't know if it's still called Azure DevOps, or Asana, ClickUp, or something like that. So any project management tool would definitely speed up and simplify the process of tracking estimates. There is no easy way, because the most challenging part here is that employees or like team members, they don't like to track and report on the work. So it's much harder to sell the idea and consistently get those time tracking inputs from them than to build a system or implement a tool. So ideally, your organization should have a centralized tool that you can work in and track all the work there. Therefore, you will provide estimates, and then your team members will provide estimates, and they will provide the time they actually spent on the task. If your company doesn't have any tool, You should ask if you can use one. And almost every project management tool has a free tier, which allows you like a small team to work inside without paying anything. So Jira, for example, I think it has a free tier for 10 people, for the team of 10. If you can fit into that, that's your tool. And it has all the time tracking capabilities there. Or ClickUp, but I think you will need a paid version. All right. I hope, like, if I didn't answer your question, feel free to like expand on it, because this is too generic question. I need more information. Why are you asking? What tools you have or you don't have tools? Okay. Gleb, can you remember your first project experience? What mistakes you made and how you solved them? All right. Yeah, I can definitely remember my first project. It was rather small, like two engineers, one customer, small software development project. Mistakes, uh, there are like number one, stakeholders. At start of this, of like my experience, stakeholders didn't exist. There was a team and there were customers. We work together as a group, and we provided great results. But the bigger the project became, the more impact it had on the organization and on customers, the more people started to popping into my work and dictating what I should and shouldn't do. So they put a lot of control on that. And if I were to control those stakeholders, the engagements, their requirements, I think a lot of things would be much smoother. Second, I would say it's a mistake that I made, but it's also a choice. When you come into organization, you should not work against the organization in terms of processes, tools, and policies. Uh, and what I mean here is that a lot of organizations that you will work in, especially when you're a junior project manager, they will have inefficient processes, tools, something will not work. You will have a lot of ideas on how to improve it and so on and so on, but they will resist. And the problem is that you have two options. You can say, okay, I will just force my way through these inefficiencies and I will do as you say, and we'll continue working following the policies, even if they are inefficient, even if they are not the best, even from like engagement perspective or building business perspective. Or you can try and fight the resistance and build and improve a lot of stuff there. And there is a fine balance. So you can definitely balance out where you just make small enough improvements, doing it right, without causing too much conflicts with the policies and processes that exist in the organization. But at the same time, the trade-off here, if you don't challenge these processes, it's very often easy to get into comfort zone. It's easy to like stagnate in your development because you will continue doing the same projects the same way, almost the same products if you stay in one organization, and almost with the same people, and your professional growth will be just like plateau here. So lots of trade-offs. So I cannot say this is a mistake. I can say that I did it the wrong way at the start of my career. Uh, I would say motivation and leadership was also like, at least the first year was not ideal. And if I had like a head start and I knew I was going to be a project manager, I would read a few books on leadership and motivation first, because I did it a lot through my, I would say, just talent and my perception. But sometimes there is an obvious motivational patterns that you cannot get from experience. You need to know them to implement them correctly. All right. I hope this answered your question. What do you think about new PM? Okay, I answered this. All right, thank you for sharing your knowledge. I'm just switching into IT field. What would you suggest starting with a project coordinator or junior PM? I would definitely go for junior project manager role because organization that uh, has a role of a project coordinator has some insights into how project management works, so they kind of potentially have uh, more maturity, and they understand, okay, we need a very cheap resource person who will just move things around and keep the wheel turning without any initiative, without any improvements, just do the work, follow the process. This is the role of a project coordinator in most cases. And the problem is that it's treated like you're a secretary or assistant, and there is no clear career path to a project manager, full-time project manager from project coordinator. At least in this organization, you might get experience of project coordinator, and then say that when you change the job, you will kind of get into the new role as a junior PM. But organizations that have junior project managers role, they usually okay, we have senior project managers. They take the big projects with big customers. We have junior project managers. They take smaller projects or start smaller projects or continue projects that are already going well. But it's the same here. It's not. It's the same career path. So you just don't have enough experience to lead a large project. Uh, Compared to, no, you are not a project manager, you are a secretary, to, yes, you are a project manager, but you don't have experience and knowledge yet to take a bigger role. So my recommendation, always go for a junior PM role and try to avoid project coordinators role. Okay. Nice questions, by the way, guys and girls. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The problem is that it is fully remote. It's hard to connect. Yes, that's the big problem. Ideally, if you can, if it's not like you are totally around the world, scattered in different countries, if you're in one country but not in the office, maybe you will find some opportunities to create a team building activity, get them all into one place, drink some beer, have a lunch, uh, do some stuff together. That bonding, that live interaction, it always creates a completely different perception on your collaboration. I had so many real life examples in my career where we worked for many years with customers and people remotely, and it was always tense. It was always business like interactions. They were always fighting for estimates. They were challenging the team. But then once they came to us, or we came to their site, we had some time together out of office. It's like a switch. They just, okay, we're friends now, we understand who you are, we see you better, how's the team doing, let's not keep the team late at night working, and so on. So 100% try to find an opportunity to connect live. All right. The live videos and channel itself must take a lot of effort and energy. What motivates you to keep doing this? Well, as of today, I would say it's more about the impact. The impact that I have motivates me because I have a lot of members of my membership, not membership, but mentorship programs who get great success. And this success definitely ignites a lot of passion and motivation to proceed, because I know that my stuff works and it can change person's life just by collaborating with that person. So you need to understand that YouTube is just like the tip of the iceberg. There is a lot of things going on outside of YouTube website and these live streams. Uh, but if we go back before, and maybe that's another lesson like for you guys. Early on, I understood that, and that was for many years my motivation. I understood that teaching something is the best way to comprehend this topic. So I remember that when I started as a project manager, like my first project, about in a year, I already started teaching other project managers because there were like new project managers that we hired almost without experience or experience in other areas, not IT. And I created the onboarding program. And this onboarding program was my way to explain and teach them, but at the same time to systemize the processes and approach inside the organization. And later, I even like gave lecture to the whole organization for the same reason. I explain them, I try to improve things, but at the same time, I improved my own skills at the same time. So at first, it was like teaching is the best way to learn stuff. After that, once I have already the frameworks and the systems that I have today, I quickly saw that they can help. And I'm kind of on a mission. My mission is to train 10,000 great project managers and leaders because I believe that if every of those project managers will make life better and work better of at least 100 of their employees, their team members, the world will be a better place in all aspects, in terms of their work-life balance, in terms of their salaries, their career growth, self-esteem, and stuff like that. So I would say today, my mission is to train 10,000 great project managers. That's something that keeps me motivated. All right. How often have you used Kanban on your project and your opinion? Because I have realized there are a lot of people to learn. There are a lot of people to learn like on Cadence, classes of services, Kanban. That's a good question. So I would say I used it a lot because for the first 5 almost years of my professional career, I was using Kanban mostly. In its almost simplistic form, Kanban board with the process that we have on software development process, I mean, and with with work in progress limits. That's all we had. We didn't track a lot. Later, we started to do it in Jira automatically. Kanban roles, there are no such things as far as I remember. Classes of services, I don't know actually what it means. If you can expand, we can talk about it. But in general, Kanban is a powerful tool. And it might be even better tool that you can use even in IT industry. Because basically you can combine Kanban with plan-driven approaches, creating a hybrid approach where you plan out on a high level the whole project, give it to customers and show them the deadlines, the risks and everything. But execution, when you break down those bigger chunks into smaller pieces, you execute them using Kanban. And it simplifies a lot of things. You don't need to educate people in Scrum. You don't have all these complications that come with Scrum and expectations and so on and so on. But again, Kanban has only two prescribed things. It's the board and work in progress limit. Everything else is complication. And if you want to use Kanban, start with the most simplistic approach first. All right. Again, if you have more specific questions, we can get to them. All right. Tiny Son. I hope I pronounced that correctly. What if an experienced developer become an IT project manager, but he still loves coding? and no, not confident about project management a lot. Seem he still don't know which way to go, how to help him. All right, I think it's a life choice, first of all, and you should still think about more clearly about your desires and aspirations. If you like to code, that's one career path, obviously. If you like to work with people, develop people, make decisions and stuff like that, you can go into project management. So it's I don't know how to life coach you into one of these decisions, but I would say you can kind of try to combine it if you are good enough developer and you have a bit of project management skills. There are several good companies that love this combination, like Google, Meta, and others. They love combining these roles, and that might be the solution, where you will have just a tiny bit of project management, leadership, and communication with the team, but still you will code a lot and spend most of your time coding. Again, if you have like time, means, and you're not like very strictly burdened by expenses, budgets, and incomes, you can just take a year and try that, then get back to coding and try coding and see what works for you better. But in general, I would say, like, if I were totally unbiased, but I'm definitely biased, project management skills are applicable around any aspect of your life and around most industries that we have right now, because everything is a project. And if you can master project management, it will be a huge plus. So again, if you can spend a year being a project manager and trying to separate yourself from coding for this period, you will, I think, very quickly understand what you want. Because project management and any leadership role, it requires your desire to be in that role. If you feel like it's not my thing, then definitely coding, stay with coding. Don't go into project management, because it's all good project managers, all great project managers that I know, they became project managers because they have this internal feeling like, I want to make decisions, I want to make things better, I know how to do them better, I want this responsibility. If you don't feel like that, it's a good sign that coding might be better for you, right? Unable to buy your project management book from India. Can you share a link where we can download the same? All right, I definitely can. You can buy it from my website if you want. It's not. It's available in like ebook version, right? Let me try to find it for you. Practical project management book. Copy link. It's nice to like that we can chat like that. Okay, for everyone, here's a link. It should be like this. Practical project management book. You can get the electronic version of the book there. Or go to Amazon, and then, by the way, I think it's available in India on Amazon. Okay, let's move on. How often have you implement? Okay, because okay, I answered this question already. And how many companies you changed and what valuable insights and experience they gave you? So in general, I think I changed like 3 companies, with one caveat that in those companies I worked kind of in different departments or different clients. So across those 3 companies, it was like 8 different environments. So, valuable insights about companies changing jobs and so on. So, I in general believe that a good project manager is the one who can jump into the organization and organize project management there, and they are adaptable and skilled enough to do it in different environments. What I often see that project managers may sit a long time in one organization, and then it becomes a huge stress and a real test of their skills to start a project in another company. So ideally, you want to kind of change the environment or company every 2 to 3 years. Otherwise, you're again getting into a comfort zone, because if you think about it, one organization, especially in the IT industry, it does almost the same project, maybe for different clients, but you'll be working in the same environment using the same project management approach. You will work with the same stakeholders mostly. Quite often, you will work with the same teams all the time. And you can like stay for 3 years doing the same thing over and over again. So if you want to grow, you definitely want to change environments, jump into new challenges, and try to re-implement your success there. Okay. What do you think, people? What do you think about people who hate PM role and consider it useless people on a project? Uh, I don't think anything about them. That's their opinion. They can have it. Like, uh, it's not my job to convince people that I'm valuable. It's my job to show, or like even like not even show, to build this project, to make this project successful, and then everything else doesn't matter. It's not my job to like, if you are feel triggered that someone says, okay, project management managers are useful, it's your ego and your imposter syndrome that triggers you to say, to prove that you are worthy, that you know what you're doing, that you bring value. And come on, that's a bad place to be in. You should come confident that you can deliver value, and you can improve chances of success and improve the way the project team works just by your action. And the only confirmation that you need is to actually, like, okay, I would say it in different words. You can get confirmation of your impact yourself because you can collect data and you have access to this data. And you can see, okay, I planned it to be done in 2 months. It was done in 2 months and 1 week. Well, that's a good result, actually, where like this margin is tiny. I did a project for 8 months and we were just 2 weeks behind, something like that. And you can track multiple areas that you are interested in. And after that, you don't need anyone's opinion because you have hard data proving your impact. So, haters are there. I usually ignore them. The challenge becomes when you have on a team a person who is not collaborative. And in this case, it's a like simple, not simple, but typical conflicting situation that you need to resolve to ensure that their opinion about project managers don't degrade the work of the team. Okay, that's a powerful question, I should say, Gleb. All right, so guys, I think we'll wrap up. We have like an hour and 10 minutes. Last time, I will remind you that next week we're starting the Power of Project Tailoring workshop, where I will teach you all ins and outs of project tailoring. And if you don't know it, you must have heard it, but you may not comprehend how important this skill is. And I think not a lot of people actually speak about it. But project tailoring will be a critical skill because of AI tools, because this integration between PMI and Agile Alliance, which tells us that the next direction will be hybrid projects. As you heard, a lot of, even here, a lot of people lead remote teams. And after COVID, there was a great statistics that said that 83% of organizations think that they have inefficient project management processes when it relates to remote work. And all of that will require from you the like expert level tailoring skills. So if you are still here, still watching this, scan the barcode or check the link in the description, register for the workshop. It will be the most important training this year for you. I can promise that. All right. Thank you all for all the great questions. I hope to see you all live during the workshop next week on Thursday, I think. Uh, and thank you all for your participation. See you next time. Bye bye.